Okie dokie. Here we are. We are live. I think Beefy has something very important he needs to say to us.
Oh, yes. I'm glad we're live, but I gotta go.
Wow.
So, goodbye, everybody.
Imagine being a dad and having responsibilities and needing to take care of stuff and having a life. Man, I play too much ESO. I need one of those.
Alright, guys. Peace.
Yep. Alright, so this is going to be a short stream. We're not doing the musics or any of the fun production stuff. And that's simply because ZOS has released an article that has new DragonKnight changes on it. All the new stuff before they actually release the patch notes. So we're going to just go look over that. And I'm not going to be able to stream for very long today, as it's my dad's birthday and we have dinner reservations for a very fancy place. So I need to go and get ready for that in about 2 hours. So we don't have all the time in the world, so we'll go read this. What's up, Litsu? Welcome. Yeah, so here's the article we're gonna look at. Ninja's gonna watch with us. You want me to share my screen, or are you gonna pull up the stream, or just listen?
Yeah, share your screen.
Okay. You see that? Also, how's the audio? Can you guys hear me on my stream? You see that? Yeah, you can hear. Okay.
Right,
so how's the audio?
I see the article.
You guys hear me on my stream? Okay, good. What's up, Z Maranto? Welcome. Started streaming 70 seconds ago. GG. What's up, Joel? Happy birthday. Thank you, Curva. Yep, my dad is turning 60 this year, or today, so big number. Alright, so I already read through some of this, and I'm like, you know what, I'll turn it into a stream, because why not? I think it'd just be easier to do it this way, but, you want me to read through the whole thing again, or summarize what I've read so far?
Probably summarize.
Okay, so basically they're just talking, as they mentioned, the class refresh announcement. This article is going to go into more detail, and then they're talking about how they're basing DragonKnight. DragonKnights are currently portrayed as powerful attrition warriors, but they lack the distinct ability functionality that helps bring this experience to life. As an extension of this, the DragonKnight's damage over time effects are built in the same way as any other class, making gameplay across classes feel somewhat homogenized. So they want to set DK apart a little bit from the rest by trying to make, you know, each of the skill lines feel a bit more unique. And they also want to go kind of like, here. Skill lines are mostly focused on specific roles, while core functions are split up. This makes DragonKnight suffer while subclassing compared to other classes like Arcanist or Necromancer. And it makes their lines less desirable to subclass into. And for example, Burning Talons is locked behind an otherwise damage-weak skill line, making it less optimal option despite being an iconic form of damage over time. Oh, hold on. We're lagging a bit. I had to close the NVIDIA thing he was recording. And that's one of the issues why it doesn't like recording. Start over, please. I mean, there's not much here. They're just telling you what we're preparing in the article, so I'll read some of it. And this is the other part. Playing as a DragonKnight can often feel swingy in combat moments with their ultimates and passives, which allow them to come back from the brink. While this is a satisfying experience in some cases, such as Battle Roar, we want this to be the more central point of DragonKnight's rhythm in combat, where build-ups meet to deliver eruptive, punctuated experience, like a volcano would. And DragonKnights are significantly less effective and differentiated in the support role, lacking core tools in their kit, as well as a distinct gameplay experience for the role. One of the major goals of our class refresh is making sure that each class skill line offers something big and impactful for each role. So, to tackle the issues we mentioned above, we're looking at making the following high-level adjustments. Drive home the sensation of attrition by introducing ramping effects, such as the Avalanche passive or new engulfing Dragonfire effect, which gets stronger as you persist in active combat. Try to capture that feeling of building and erupting power. Combat should reinforce rotations and cycle more clearly with represented highs and lows. DragonKnights will have more nuanced effects that drive their identity. They'll offer unique abilities or twists that other classes lack to make them stand out more contextually, such as unique damage over time functionalities with their own durations and damage values. Improve the dispersion of role functionality among DragonKnight's skill lines. Each skill line should offer something meaningful for your role, while simultaneously making you pause to trade one of those skill lines for another in the context of subclassing. So they still want to leave, you know, the opportunity to subclass open, but they want to make it so it's more rewarding for you to be a pure class. Introduce more abilities and passives that aid in carving a niche support role, which affects, like, Protect the Brood. Talk about that soon. And then this is the skill line shuffle. They're just talking about how they're moving stuff around. I don't want to read all this again. Maybe some of it's important. Prior to subclassing, there is a strong internal sentiment that the newer class model of role-specific skill lines was a much more successful system for newer players, building a more digestible experience and building more modular buckets that could be easily compared and balanced in other ways. Basically, you have a defensive skill line, a dedicated defensive skill line, support, and then offensive. That's what they're saying, basically. And it was easier to compare and contrast which ones you want, which we kind of did for our meta build, but if you watch that. With subclassing, however, this model introduced a slew of changes and imbalances, where now the ideal way to play would be involve picking a role-specific skill line from every class. This created a sense that it was largely ineffective to stay true to your class, and that power difference between those who do and don't was larger than any other build permutations before. This also hurt and exasperated an already existing problem, space of class identity feeling like it took a backseat to gameplay. As such, we'll be adjusting skill lines to follow a more theme and identity-focused model as we work on each class, where we blend a healthy mix of tools and effects for every role each. It's our hope that every skill line will offer something that you can use regardless of your role, while simultaneously spreading out the power that makes a class come to life, and then drive home the sensation that staying true to your class is also much more viable and distinct. So then they just give an outline of the things that they're changing. So these are kind of important. So for Ardent Flame, Dragonite standard is the same. Lava Whip's still there. Searing Strike is still there, but they're removing Fiery Breath from this skill line and putting Inhale in its place, and also removing Chains for Ash Cloud. Inferno is still there. Passives, Combustion, Traumatic Burns, originally Warmth. They're just changing the names. Fan of the Flames, and then World and Ruin. They're swapping this out for Burning Heart passive, and then they talk about it up here, but basically it. And then Draconic Power, obviously Dragon Leap. They've removed the armor buff and put Dragon Breath there instead. Dark Talons, Dragon Blood, Wing Buffet, which was DK's Wings. Changed the name. It's pronounced Buff It. Wow. Inhale has been replaced with Fiery Grip, so that's the chains. The chains have been moved here. What?
Where'd Inhale go then?
Inhale's on Ardent Flame.
Oh.
They completely changed how Inhale works anyway, so.
Oh.
Argonian DK main incoming. Subclani. No memes. Gui. Welcome. And then passives, Burning Scales, originally Iron Skin, World and Ruin. I think they moved it from Ardent Flame to Draconic Power. Elder Dragon, and then they moved Battle Roar to Draconic Power as well. Earth and Heart, Magma Armor, Superheated Ward, originally Stone Fist, so Poop Rock. Molten Weapons, Obsidian Shield, Petrify, and since Ash Cloud was moved to Ardent Flame, they moved the armor buff to Earth and Heart. My question is, are we going to have the armor buff as one of the first skills you unlock in Earth and Heart? Because imagine for your core, like, bait. I know this is, like, not irrelevant since you have all the skill lines, like, leveled up and stuff, at least for us, but for newer players starting, you would want to put the armor buff ideally as one of the first abilities you unlock in Earth and Heart. Because
I'm not sure about that.
No, imagine you work your way through the entire skill line just to unlock your armor buff.
Well, you don't need... Okay, you're talking about, like, new players.
Yes,
like,
newer players.
2. Yeah, what do they need an armor buff for? Overland has 30k health. Like, you don't need
how
an
it works
armor
with
buff for
other classes
really
is what I'm saying. Look at all the other classes and how they work. I just think this should be moved up if they're gonna... They might do that. We'll see. Heart of Stone, originally scaled armor. Battle Roar has been replaced with Avalanche, which is the new passive. Blessing at the peak, originally Mountain's Blessing, and then Mountain Giant. Only Helping Hands. And then here they talk about all the visual changes that they've made for each of the skills and what they're changing exactly. So they have new sound effects and visuals for the skills, as we saw with the preview that they gave us. I still hope we get the legacy skill styles. What if I don't like the look of the new skill styles? Want the legacy skill styles to be a thing, but I don't know if Zoss will ever go through on that. What the nerd Templar unlocks armor buff as last skill, by the way. No, yeah, but it makes up for it with a strong burst heal as the first skill that you get. Earth and Heart doesn't do that. It just has a bunch of utilities. Healer armor buff. Yeah, exactly. Looking forward to the DK meta. Yeah, we'll go over the skills in a second. But yeah, they changed basically everything and how it looks. Added cool new flavor text to all the passive abilities. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, but did they delete any abilities? Like, is Poop Rock still there?
Yeah, it's still there. It's just probably going to get changed how it works. And then they also removed all sources of poison damage. They've all been updated to deal flame damage.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just I like my poison damage, but you know, I'll
yeah,
suffer.
a little bit sad, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'll suffer through it. All right, so here's the specific changes to the skill lines for Ardent Flame. Okay, so Draconic Power. This ultimate and the Standard of Might morph no longer deal damage to enemies inside or apply major defile. Instead, these ultimates grant you and up to 11 allies standing in the area increased weapon and spell damage and reduce the damage taken by 12%. This effect cannot stack. Standard of Might. This morph significantly increases the bonuses for the caster of the ultimate. So now you get 425 weapon and spell damage and 13% reduced damage. And then Shifting Standard. This morph continues to work as it was originally designed, dealing damage and applying major defile rather than the new functionalities. Lava Whip. This ability now becomes Volcanic Whip for 7.9 seconds after it deals damage to an off-balance enemy. Time window activation can occur once every 20 seconds. Volcanic Whip costs half as much, deals 33% more damage, and deals its damage in a 5-meter radius around the original target. This change was made to help introduce the Flame Lash morph gameplay element sooner, while also making the window of interaction with off-balance less restrictive. You now get a guaranteed window of time after hitting an off-balance target, rather than being forced to drop everything you're doing while off-balance is active. These abilities no longer set immobilized or stunned enemies off-balance as well, and they sourced outbalance to a new passive we'll read about later. Flame Lash. This morph now heals you anytime the ability deals damage, rather than only when the Power Lash version is active. This morph sees the same changes activating Power Lash as the base ability does. Molten Whip. This morph continues to rework the ability into a more self-contained building effect, focusing on high single-target burst. It remains split into the cost of magic and stamina, but now generates stacks when using any Dragonite ability rather than itself, or rather than only stuff in the Ardent Flame skill line, and it obviously doesn't stack off itself, as it says. This should make building up more rewarding, and using a more Dragonite ability heavy rotation feel more organic and rhythmic to use. Adjusted the stack bonus to 33% per stack, up from 20%, but reduced the duration to 10 seconds, 15 seconds to account for the new ability timers. So you'll find another theme, as we'll probably read in the next ability. They're basically just going back and reverting changes that were made a while ago because they weren't good changes. Like this one, for example. Before, you couldn't get stacks with Whip using any Dragonite ability, but the 33% more damage per stack, and also the 10-second duration, that was old Whip. They changed it so now it's 20 and 15, but the stacks last longer. So they're just going back on that when they changed this Whip. Which is interesting. We'll have to see how it works. I do like the idea of Whip being like AoE, but, you know, every 20 seconds. See how it plays. Searing Strike. This ability and its morphs now last for 10 seconds, down from 20, but deal 50% more damage per second to make up for their shorter duration. Ninja and I were talking about this before we started the stream. Before we read any of the morphs. When they made those big sweeping changes alongside hybridization, they made it so all dots last 20 seconds instead of 10. And in order to make up for the longer duration, right, they just doubled the damage, but, you know, made it so it takes every 2 seconds instead of 1. In this case, they're cutting the duration in half again, but they're making it deal 50% more damage. I can't really tell whether this is a buff or not. It depends on how it does damage, but we'll have to see.
It's only going to tick 5 times, right?
Yeah. Basically.
If it's every 2 seconds. Well, and then it won't have ramping damage, right? 'Cause
No,
I
the
got rid
morphs
of-
will. At least Venom Claw will. This morph has been reworked to Searing Claw, which now deals flame damage instead of poison damage. It still retains a stamina morph that increases damage per tick, which has been increased to match the same power increase with a shorter duration. So it's still there with Venom Claw. But it's going to be called Searing Claw now. To get
But
behind
it
the
doesn't
new
do
lingo.
poison damage. It's fire damage, right?
Yeah, it does fire damage now. Poop.
Okay.
Rock. I'm just looking forward to the next Pay-to-Win mythic that everyone and their grandma will be running. We go to Werewolf this June. Are you epic? I'll probably revisit Werewolf, obviously, when it gets reworked. I want to see what they do to it. Give poison damage to Wardens then. What? Does that make sense? What's up,
Give it to
Razor?
Necro or something.
Yeah, Necro would make more sense for poison damage. Poison and disease. Will I have a reason to finish my DK character next patch? Probably. Hopefully. Bad. No, you. What's up, JTK? I've been on Blender and Universe Sandbox recently. I've been off of ESO for like 5 days. 3 to 5 days. You'd be off more than that. No more ESO. Burning Embers. The heal from this morph now scales off your max health rather than damage done to offer a bit more helpful tool for tanks.
That's cool.
Yeah, and some
I like
staying
that.
power in combat. Should be interesting. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get to it right now. So this is, I think this is old Inhale. So this is what they're doing to Inhale. This ability and its morphs no longer deal damage instantly or heal for the damage caused. These abilities now restore 15% of your missing magic and stamina 3 times over 4 seconds. They continue to deal damage around you after the duration ends. Doesn't deal damage instantly, but it still deals dot damage, I guess. But yeah, this is basically like a Netch on Inhale. They're just like making it so it works like runes and Netch and stuff. It's interesting. Okay, then Deep Breath, which this was originally Deep Breath, Soul Flame. This morph continues to add an interrupt on the initial activation, but now interrupts after a 350 millisecond delay instead of instantly. For whatever reason. For better visual syncing and counterplay, it's not really gonna make that much of a difference. This morph also continues to increase the damage of the explosion, which has increased up to 33% bonus from 25, I guess, per enemy hit. So, Heart of the Flame, originally Draw Essence. This morph now heals you for 15% of your missing health each tick as well. It no longer adds magic when damaging enemies, as that function resource recovery is now part of the base ability. So, just adds health.
So you just suck in and it gives you stats, like
Yeah, it
recovery?
gives you resources.
That's a pretty powerful sustain skill, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, for outnumbered.
Because it happens 3 times, 15% over 4 seconds.
Yeah,
You can
so
just
if you're
spam
at,
it
like,
once
if it's the last resource you can cast before you run out and you hit something, you're just gonna go pop back up full, almost. DK is gonna be
Yeah,
busted,
that's
just read the
wrong.
patch notes. We're getting to it. What's up, Shook? Let me guess. They turned DK into a dolphin. Yep, they did that. Alright, Hearthfire. This is the original Cinderstorm, I think, so I think Ash Cloud. This ability and the original Cinderstorm morph now grant minor fortitude and heroism to allies inside the area rather than slowing enemies' movement speed by 70%. We increase the radius to 8 meters up from 5 meters on all versions of the abilities. This morph continues to increase the healing effective... Okay, so this is the other morph, Firekeeper. This morph continues to increase the healing effectiveness by 50%, but now only does so if the caster is inside the area of effect. To make up for this, however, it also causes the minor fortitude and heroism to stick to allies for 15 seconds after being healed. This morph no longer reworks the ability into a damaging effect, so this is Hearth and Home, but instead remains a healing effect. This morph continues to reduce enemy movement speed inside the area by 70%. And this morph now also grants the caster major protection while inside the area, to help the ability be more valuable to tanks. So I snipped this out and posted it in my Discord. You're going to have some insane synergy between this and runes. So you give... DKs have the strong, single target dot ability skill line with Ardent Flame, right? And now they also put that on this skill line. So you'll have people camping in their runes and inside of Ash Cloud, or in this case, Hearth and Home. So... they're encouraging a truly immobile couch potato playstyle for 1v1s. This is going to be kind of stupid for that. You're definitely going to see people camping not only their runes, but now their hearth and home. Because you get the major protection with this, and then you also get minor fortitude, which, I believe that's health. But the heroism is the big one.
Is that a dumb name for the skill?
Hearth and home, yeah. It's kind of
Hearth and home.
Hearth and
Guys,
home.
I'm seeing my hearth and home.
Guys, I'm making a housing build.
Yeah, like what the heck?
Alright, this is where I stopped when I decided, you know what, I should probably stream me reading this. The amount of damage increased modifiers is insane. Inferno, so this is Flames of Oblivion. This ability and the Flames of Oblivion morph are now fire massive waves of flame in an 8-meter radius rather than firing a limited number of fireballs to enemies within 15 meters. This removes the original target cap of the ability. Oh. We increase the cost to 4,050 per activation, up from golly, to account for the new area melting potential. We reduce the chance of applying the burning status effect 5%, down from 10 to account for these changes. Incinerate, originally Flames of Oblivion. This won't be a problem anyways, since you're going to be running a bunch of other fire-based abilities. Generate Flames of Oblivion. This morph now deals 10% more damage and has a 15% base chance of applying burning, now that the morph can no longer increase the target count. Okay, that's kind of stupid, especially for... I think it just kicked me out, but for the build that I'm using.
To be honest, this is the only massive change I've seen to abilities so far. The rest have just been like numerical tweaks. Or like...
Well, now we get to talk about the passives. So. Combustion. This passive now grants you 112 magic and stamina at rank 1, and then 225 at rank 2 when applying burning with an ardent flame ability, slotted with a 1-second cooldown, rather than 211 magic and stamina at rank 1 and 423 at rank 2 when applying burning or poison with a 3-second cooldown. This passive no longer increases the damage done by burning or poison status effects. The burning part has been moved to a different passive and has been improved. Okay, so this is your default recovery thing. Again, great if you're just going to camp in your... Just going to be a couch potato build. This is some actual decent recovery, since this is going to be higher since it's every 1 second. But you have to apply the burning status effect, I guess, which isn't hard to do when everything's flame damage now, so... Good sustain potential. Traumatic burns, originally warmth. This passive now causes enemies you've damaged with a direct ardent flame ability to take 5% increased flame damage while reducing their movement speed by 15% at rank 1 and 30% at rank 2 for 5 seconds. Rather than increasing your damage over time effects against them by 3% at rank 1 and 6 at rank 2, and reducing their movement speed by 15% at rank 1 and 30. At rank... What? Oh. That was just contrasting, okay. This is now where the old engulfing flame effect lives, and it should be easier to keep up. Okay, so basically we just scale up our direct ardent flame abilities, take 5% increased flame damage specifically. Okay. Fan the flames, originally searing heat. This passive now increases your chance of applying the burning status effect by 25% at rank 1 and 50% at rank 2. And the damage it does by 12% at rank 1 and 25% at rank 2. These values increase by 5% at rank 1 and 10% at rank 2. And 2% at rank 1 and 5% for the damage. For DragonKnight ability. Slotted! Ooh. This passive no longer extends the duration or damage of some of your Ardent Flame abilities. Per ability, Slotted increase the damage of the burning status effect and chance to apply it. Wait, no, it's just 5. Is it just 5%? 5% increased burning damage. Per DragonKnight ability slotted. Zon is the best sustain ever now. Bro, this skill line is so 1v1 heavy, it's insane. And now it also has some decent outnumbered potential as well with the change to how Flames of Oblivion works. Golly. Yeah, Zon is gonna go stupid with DragonKnight. He's gonna be toxic with unkillable DKs everywhere. a damage passive is broken. Bro, burning is already a very strong status effect. Increasing its power by 25% and then an additional 5% per Dragonite ability slot is going to be stupid. Because if you don't know, burning applies immediately on damage dealt as well when you proc it as a status effect. So, with all of these abilities being flame abilities, every time you deal flame damage, if you just have a charged weapon on, the amount of damage you're going to get from burning is going to be... Basically, they've made this passive right here very similar, if not a little bit more powerful than the Glacial Presence, I think, passive on Warden that increases your chilled damage. They've made it very strong. And burning has already been a very oppressive status effect. So, PK's looking cracked. Yeah, we haven't even read the rest of it, but Ardent Flame is very good. Very good. I'm not playing this game at all till more updates are done. See? Threads of War, let's go. Threads of War, Inferno Staff, all DK abilities slotted. You're dying very fast. The rest is even more busted. Oh, and that wasn't even the last passive. Okay. So this passive, Soul Ablaze, originally Burning Heart. This passive now increases the healing taken at all times by 4%. Remember when you had to have a Draconic ability active to get the extra healing? Hey Ninja, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. What?
Remember when you had to have a Draconic ability active to get the extra healing power?
Yeah.
Yeah, well now you just get 8% at all times.
I mean, that's fine. It wasn't hard to do that, because you could just pop Coag, give 20 seconds of it, or your armor buff.
I know, but it's on Ardent Flame. Yet again, reinforcing camping inside of your Ash Cloud and runes.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird, because the problem with subclassing is putting too much utility or powers into one skill line. Like, so far from what I'm seeing is it's all sustain, all damage, and now even healing. Like, what the heck? I thought we were supposed to, like, separate
We
these
haven't even
out a
looked at
little
the other
more.
skill lines, and apparently chat says it gets more broken from here, so... Alright,
Oh,
Draconic Power! Let's see what they did to Leaf. We rebuilt how this ability handles the movement aspect under the hood to be more modern, fixing numerous inconsistencies compared to other movement abilities and unique bug cases. We fixed numerous issues with the knockback being desynced from the actual damage impact, which should also make it easier to counteract the CC effects as an opponent. The ability and the Take Flight morph now deal flame damage rather than physical damage, and we reduced the damage of the base ability by 16% to account for these changes, since you're already getting an additional 5% flame damage from your Ardent Flame passive, so that makes sense. As there are numerous ways to amplify this effect similar or higher values. Yeah. Take Flight. This morph now fills you with Draconic Fury, for 15 seconds after activation, which increases your damage done by 10% and doubles against monsters. You're using monsters again. It's good. This morph no longer extends the range or reduces the cost. We decrease the base damage by 19% to account for the other potential damage increases. Wait, 19% on top of 16%? Wait a minute. It'll still probably be strong. I mean, that's a unique 10% damage buff to everything. That could be interesting for ganking, depending on what else is in the skill line. Leaf ganks. This morph now instantly applies a damage shield for 10 seconds instead of applying after a delay for 6 seconds. Increase the potency by 4%. This morph now knocks enemies up rather than away to make it more tank friendly so they can control the fight rather than disrupt it. Depending on the feedback, we may make this change crowd control a universal one. Wait, so Take Flight doesn't stun anymore?
I don't like that.
Yeah, depending on the feedback, we may make this change a crowd control a universal one, as there's... no, wait.
I don't like that.
Bruh. Yeah, I don't like that either. The only reason we haven't so far is because it takes away some of the bad feeling that crashing down like a dragon and pushing foes back into all directions. Let us know your thoughts. I think it would be fine to have the knockback on the take flight. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Like, the Ferocious Leap, sure, you can have that tank morph, knock them up instead of back, but... I just... all the fond memories of leaping people on Alessia Bridge and knocking them into the water.
Yeah, that's like half of the fun of the skill, you know?
Yeah. Besides flying through the air like a dragon. They said they're willing to change it, so I guess we'll have to make our voices known on that. What? Why? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. Leap is ridiculous buff. Yeah, the 10% doubles against monsters, 20% there, but see, okay, so this is where Fiery Breath went. Decrease the duration to 10 seconds, down from 20 seconds, and increase the damage per second by 50%. So again, this ability is now a base stamina ability. So it's base stamina. Like when you don't morph it. Interesting. Disintegrating Dragon Fire. Originally Noxious Breath. This morph now deals flame damage rather than poison damage. It remains a stamina ability and continues to add major breach while applying the respective status effect, now burning to all enemies inside the initial hit. So they just changed the damage type. Engulfing Dragon Fire, originally Engulfing Flames. This morph is now the rework morph, which costs magic instead of stamina. This morph channels the flame attack in front of you over 4.8 seconds, rather than 20% increased damage when it hits an enemy. Up to, hold on. I'm distracted because you're saying I just have a toggle, so this works like Beam now, but with fire. From Arcanist. Is that what I'm getting?
Oh god, no.
This morph now channels the flame attack in front of you over 4.8 seconds. Deals 20% increased damage when it hits an enemy up to once every second and a maximum of 80%. While Take Flight is active, this deals maximum damage. The damage is considered direct damage.
Wait.
Yeah, this is a channeled fire breath. You basically just have a flamethrower for 4.8 seconds. And each enemy hit increases the damage it deals by 20%. That's interesting. I need to see how that works, but yeah, that kind of like that should be the base functionality of the skill if that's what they want.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait. No, so it's a channeled ability, but you're not stuck in an animation like Beam, because it's saying while Take Flight is active, it deals maximum damage. So that means while you're leaping them, right? So that means you have to use another ability while that one's active. That one looks like just a passive toggleable, like a private Zon.
That would be cursed.
Yeah, I think this is a private Zon, bro.
You activate the skill, and then for 4.8 seconds in front of you, you just breathe fire while doing other stuff.
Yeah, I think that is genuinely what it is, because it's saying you can use another ability. So you could toggle this, Take Flight immediately, and then for 4 seconds you get Zon at max power.
Well, you could also leap before that, and while the Take Flight buff is still active, increase the damage.
And you could also run that set that increases flame duration of abilities, right?
Yeah, Elfbane.
Elfbane, yeah. So
Charizard coming back, that's right.
Like, that's cool, but that sounds really broken.
We gotta, bro, I get more excited for this PTS coming Monday. I hope they don't take out Warden's ice skill tree. When are we getting Warden changes? It's gonna be a while. For being called a Dragonite, the class has always been missing the most iconic feeling of being a dragon, unleashing an unberated flame upon foes with a channeled flame breath. I think channeled is, you're gonna have to maintain the channel. So it can be canceled out of it. I think it's gonna work like Beam. I don't think it's gonna work like you think.
I think it's gonna be a private, automatic targeting thing.
It wouldn't make much sense to do that, because that would be stupid. Because like Zhonner, you can't attack while it's active. I don't know. Ninjas thinks it's one thing. I think it's gonna be you activate and it's gonna work like Arcanist Fate Carver.
I think it's gonna be automatic.
Good night vamp builds. Yeah, vampires are gonna suffer with this update. We also realize that many of our players have expressed the desire to enjoy the game at a slower pace. Oh wow.
Oh no.
As we've introduced similar attacks into higher levels of play with heavy attack builds in Fate Carver. Oh nope, I was right. It's a channel. You gotta hold it. You can't do other stuff. They're talking about it being at a slower pace, and as we've introduced with similar attacks into higher levels of play with heavy attacks in Fate Carver. I literally just mentioned it. So I don't think it's your personals on like you wish. So brings a bit more balance to it.
This is stupid.
Burn, baby, burn. Warden, Ice Beam, DK, Ice Beam, Siphon Beam, Necro Tether Beam. More beams. Well, Dragonites also don't resemble knights either. They're a thematic mess. We want to make sure that there are more flavors to this experience. Oh no, each to their own distinctions in how you build and play. This morph won't be bringing the same heat as either of those builds alone, but it should help take the pressure off of constantly needing to press down gas pedals, aka buttons. What? This is for all the Susans that are busy knitting sweaters while playing ESO. Bro, ESO's fun aspect, for me at least, is all the button mashing. Okay, look, I get the casual stuff. I mean, I like the idea of having a choice between you either go the button mashing route or you do the channeled route for the bots. You know? I like that. I like that they're giving us a choice here. That's good. Even though I disagree with ESO needing to be slower paced. You know, I don't know how I feel about this being a channel. Well, that's you can pick the morph. You don't have to just do this one. You have Disintegrating Dragon Fire, which is Noxious Breath. It just works like current Noxious Breath. And then this one, the morph, changes it to a channel. So you're not forced to use the channel if you don't want to. The channel's there for those that want it, which is good. Alright, I need a drink real quick before we read about Dark Talons. It's for the PvE players trying to offer a good skill as part, I guess. Yeah, it's PvE players. Alright, Dark Talons. No major changes to note outside of the patch notes. This one just looks cooler and should be a little less buggy when used against immobilized immune targets. Oh, so no changes. I'm going to start today as DK, yes. They should have done poison and flame beam morphs. Yeah. Dragon Blood. This ability in the green Dragon Blood morph now heal based off your max health and increase based off of your missing health rather than scaling exclusively off of your missing health. This should make them more reliable and comparable to other self-heals. Oh, Polar Wind, but personal. They'll still be weaker at higher health, though, compared to other abilities like it. Okay. Ooh. Blood of the Green Dragon. Originally Green Dragon Blood. Why? This morph has just a slight name change. What? Blood of the Green Dragon.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh look, Blood
no.
of the Elder Dragon.
No.
What?
I'm just reading it.
Okay.
Oh, that's broken.
This morph continues to change the heal scaling to offensive. This morph continues to change the heal scaling to offensive stats. It now also heals allies within 10 meters of you for 2/3 of the original scale. Freaking ball groups, bro.
Bro, Coag is an AoE heal. Bro, what are they doing? Max? Yeah.
It also grants minor courage. Yep. Minor Courage and Major Fortitude on any healed target instead of just Major Fortitude. Support builds, you may like this one. Oh, you don't say! Minor Courage whenever you heal yourself. Remember how rare this buff used to be? Now they're just handing it out on Coag? Golly, Zoss, what the frick? This might now be the single strongest burst heal in the entire game. Few months later, Warden will still be busted and broken. And then Sork. Then the rest. And then we need to see how this looks at the end with all the adjustments. What? DK healing? DKs can heal, lol? They were always able to heal. Coag was already a strong heal. It didn't need this. It didn't need to become an AoE burst heal for all of your friends within 10 meters of you, and then also grant Minor Courage. This is like making surprise attack crit every 3 seconds, because why not? That's what this Minor Courage is. And then the AoE heal, like, I don't... Well, I mean, ball groups were already hard to kill. I guess. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Zoss. Wing Buffet. I can't get... this is gonna be stupid. Wing Buffet. Originally protective scale. Okay. This ability and the protective plate morph now knock enemies within 6 meters of you back for 4 meters. Back 4 meters after a slight delay. These abilities continue to reduce your damage taken from ranged and projectile attacks by 50% for 6 seconds after activating. These abilities now grant Major Expedition for 4 seconds after activating as well. Let those wings unfurl. What?
Good. Finally.
Oh yeah, they work just like Warden wings, but also stun enemies.
Huh?
Yeah, they knock enemies within 6 meters of you back 4 meters after a slight delay. This is just the base morph. So you get Major Expedition, 50% projectile damage reduction, and a stun. Before morphs.
What? Okay. Alright, what's the morphs?
Fleet Step Wings, originally Protective Plate. This morph just has a name change, so I think this one gives you snare immunity, right?
Yeah.
As well, okay, so. And then Protect the Brood, originally Dragonfire Scale. So Dragonfire Scale was the one that retaliated with projectiles whenever you took damage, but this morph has been reworked to be a support morph. Oh, good. Oh, great. It no longer deals flame damage back to attackers while active and sacrifices a new area knockback on activation. This morph now grants group members within 12 meters 25% reduced damage taken from projectiles for 6 seconds and adds minor protection for 20 seconds. You and your group members while affected.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we don't need the AoE minor protection buff. We already, like, stop.
Dude, AoE minus damage from projectiles? That's crazy.
I wonder
For
if it's...
20 seconds?
Imagine it stacks just like heal over times.
Bro, that would be cancer. You get 4 of those in a group, just nothing dies.
Bro. That's probably how it's gonna work too, to be completely honest. Okay, so ball groups are also now very mitigatable to projectiles. Thanks, Zoss.
Yeah, and they get a heal from Coag.
Yeah, they get an AoE heal from Coag, and they also don't take as much damage from projectiles now. How are you supposed to fight back against them? Try and bomb them? They're already at full health. 40k health between each of them, stacked on top of 40k damage shields between each of them. And if that's not enough, a bunch of heal over times to complement that. Now you're telling me I'm going to do 25% less damage with projectiles? And they're going to have minor... They probably all already have minor protection, but what the frick? Bro, how do you balance support skills in this game? It makes no sense.
Alright, well...
His DK charm. Wow.
Okay,
See the
next
morph.
one.
Holy moly. If so many DKs in Cyrodiil's first update. Make DK great again. Stacks, but multiplicatively. Wait, it should stack at all! Alt F4, indeed. Good, yes. They're saying no stacking. Good. Good. Continues to grant you major expedition. Oh, so it's just group major expedition as well.
No, it gives it to yourself, not other people.
This effect cannot stack with itself and any other version range damage reduction. Okay, good.
Yeah, okay, it's not gonna stack.
Alright, so here's Chains. This is what they did with Chains. This ability and its morphs now deal... This ability and its morphs damage now always applies burning for more synergistic gameplay with other parts of the DragonKnight kit. We added a new special sound effect to the act of successfully pulling enemies to help dial up the satisfaction of controlling your foes. Else Gaming is going to be very excited about this skill. This ability and the Unrelenting Grip morph now apply Major Cowardice for 10 seconds to the enemy rather than granting you Major Expedition for 4 seconds to make them more effective for tanks.
That's good.
Chains of Domination, originally Unrelenting Grip. Increases the duration of the Major Cowardice to 15 seconds to match taunt timers. Continues to refund the ability if the target is not pulled. Chains of Devastation. This morph now grants Major Evasion for 10 seconds after activating it to help you shrug off some of the damage. This is within the same defensive skill line as the AoE Coag and the 50 in the wings and...
Wait, it still gives you Major Berserk.
Shrug off some of the damage you may receive. We increase the duration of the Major...
So you apply Major Cowardice, you get Major Berserk, and you get Major Evasion? And it applies burning instantly? Bro, how is 5 seconds of Major Cowardice equivalent to Major Evasion? Like, that's the choice between the two morphs. How does that even make sense?
Doesn't apply Major Cowardice? Are you sure? Because this was the original change. Let's see. Ability and the this ability, Chains of Flame. This ability and the Unrelenting Grip morph now apply Major Cowardice for 10 seconds to enemy, rather granting you Major
Expedition. So then the first morph just makes it 15 seconds instead of 10.
Yeah, it says increases the duration of Major Cowardice. It doesn't say it's removed, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So you still get Major Cowardice on the Chains of Devastation.
Yes.
What?
Bro, what are they smoking, honestly?
Hey. If all classes, when they are changed, are exactly like this change is fine. But all the classes right now, they are not changed to be like this. So it's not okay. Everyone's going to be a DK when it comes out. Which is good. Because there's going to be pure class DKs again.
Elder Dragon Knights Online? Is that where we're going to be playing?
Yeah, Elder Dragon passive though. Okay, we're not done reading. You're right. This is just one of those things. Okay. Alright, so here's the passives. Alright. Burnished Scales, originally Iron Skin. This passive just has a name change, so you just get armor, I think. World and Ruin. This passive now increases your damage done with area and overtime effects by 3% at rank 1 and 7% at rank 2. Rather than increasing your flame and poison damage by 2% and 5%. Oh!
So a better Necro passive.
Yeah,
That's
better
crazy.
Necro passive on a better skill line. Okay. Elder Dragon. Apparently Beefy is like, this one's crazy. This passive now increases your health recovery up to 350 at rank 1 and 700 at rank 2 based off of your missing health. Rather than 161 at rank 2, at rank 1 and 323 at rank 2.
Yeah.
Bro, you are going to be punished if you are... Bro, next patch is not the patch to be a vampire.
Bro, even that second part, though, you get minor brutality.
I didn't read it yet. Per Draconic ability slot. This passive now also grants you and nearby group members minor brutality for 20 seconds. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Battle Roar changes.
Oh dear. Originally Battle Roar, the Storm voice. This passive now freaking voice crack. This passive now grants you 8 health, magic, and stamina per ultimate spent at rank 1 and 16 at rank 2, plus 3 to these values per Dragonite ability slotted. Rather than 18 health, magic, and stamina per ultimate spent, and then that's fair.
It's a little bit of a nerf. It's fine.
Yep. Okay, Earth and Heart. I gotta get a drink because I'm having voice cracks because my throat is dry. Hold on. All right. Magma armor. Oh my gosh, we increased the base duration to 12 to 15 seconds of this ultimate and the magma shell morph, up from 7 to 10 seconds, but removed the flame damage on both of these variations. This means the effect will no longer scale with Elfbane item set. Get wrecked. But, I mean, not that important. We increased the radius of the shield granted to 28 meters.
Okay, alright, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Increase the size of the shield to 130 to a 33% of the... Okay, so you just become unkillable. So, for 15 seconds, you're just immortal, basically.
That's probably the best defensive all in the game now.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yep. This morph... Okay, corrosive. Let's see. This morph now deals flame damage instead of poison damage. This means that the effect can now scale with Elfbane. What do you mean?
Okay.
Base duration remains 10 seconds. Oh, so they want you to use Elfbane with corrosive armor.
Oh, that's fun.
We increased the damage per tick by 300%.
Oh my god, keep reading.
This morph continues to cause you to ignore enemy armor while active, but now affects all damage. Bro, Nick is smoking something wild in the ZOS headquarters, bro. What the frick? Oh my gosh. To account for the massive power buffs, the damage limit has been adjusted to 8% of your max health, rather than 3%, causing you to take significantly more damage. Okay, that's almost a fair trade-off. Almost.
But not.
No, not really. It should limit it to 10%. Maybe we can have an argument about that. Bro. So, just no DK poison abilities. Yeah, they said that at the top. They want it to be just fire. Gonna like the new DK. 1 bar pyre PvP DK. Let's go, bro. What the frick? Now what next? I'm gonna find in the passives that give you major heroism at all times. Is that what can I expect that?
So are people gonna backbar Elfbane or like?
Yeah, you can backbar Elfbane. My DK build just got OP with this. All DK builds. Yes, indeed. Dust off Elfbane DK. Corrosive gank incoming. No, you can't. Corrosive ganks aren't going to be affected by this. All this doesn't matter if it doesn't apply to PvP, does it? Look, the PvE side of things is still, it's like, it's going to be interesting for PvE too, but yes, I'm looking at this through a very PvP heavy lens. Because PvP's been in a rough state ever since subclassing dropped. Even PvE. But at least there's still some sort of build diversity you can get away with in PvE to be sort of competitive. In PvP, you got slim pickings, bro. Like, you can't even use heavy attack builds like you can in PvE. Like, lightning staff heavy attack builds, the only way to make that work is to have like 12 of you with Night Slayer. Then maybe you can have heavy attack builds.
Wait a minute. So it says it applies to all damage, not just direct damage.
Yeah.
What would that mean? Does
Dots,
that mean like
channeled effects, area of effects, all of it.
So like gravity crush synergies?
Synergy as well, yes. Hi,
That's
Stinky
a
Kitty.
little
How's
dumb.
the updates going? We're in agony. We're in agony. Alright, let's keep reading. This morph has always struggled to be a decent damage ultimate outside of PvP, despite presenting as an incredible potent one. That's because ads in PvE don't buff themselves and give themselves armor buffs. If they did, this would be better. But Pin is near useless in PvE because ads don't buff themselves.
Yeah, they have 18,000 armor at like the max. Like,
Yeah.
that's not hard to get.
Yeah. Like, if ads actually buff themselves with armor and stuff, then you would see a lot more use in PvE for this ultimate.
It probably still won't get that much use.
Probably not. I mean, the 300% damage, looking at it through a PvE lens, like, okay, cool.
Unless the harder versions of Overland to give the, like, double the enemy's armor or something.
Okay, then yeah, you'd see more use of corrosive for sure. Well, no, if DK goes corrosive, it's hopeless. Pin is useless in PvE. Yeah, that's basically what we're saying. Pin is basically useless in PvE. That's why no one uses corrosive. So, additionally, a lot of the balance for this ultimate felt counterintuitive for class design, failing to amplify the core part of their kit, damage over time effects. Compensate for this, for making this more of a damage ultimate, we're dialing back how tanky you can become while it's active. Maybe you shouldn't become tanky at all while this is active. How's that?
Yeah, that'd probably be better, to be
That would
honest.
make it balanced if you just didn't get a damage reduction. Instead, it was just like an advanced damage buff. Like, okay, yeah, you ignore, like, ignoring all armor and becoming as tanky as you are is what makes corrosive so freaking strong. If you just made it so it ignored resistances for 10 seconds, it would still be probably one of the most powerful ultimates for PvP. But the cherry on top of it's the damage reduction.
Yeah.
It did. Read the last line.
I would even go a step further and make them take more damage while it's active.
But you're afflicted with major vulnerability for the duration.
Yeah.
Compensate for this, made more of a damage ultimate. We're dialing back how tanky you will become while it's active and continue to monitor these effects. In general, we're seeing a Dragonite activate this skill should instill immediate fear into the enemy.
It already does.
It already does, but not hopelessness.
This is pretty hopeless.
It is pretty hopeless because now they have chains to debuff you. They have all these new snares to use. They can knock you back with wings as well while they're in corrosive, stunning you. And you're just dotted up. And then the second they activate corrosive, the dots go from small ticks of damage to, oh my gosh, my health is disappearing. Lamp Knight, Dragonite. Oh. Weapon buff, maybe. DK Mag Sword. What would make this useful is, yes, sure, ignore all the stuff, but remove the damage mitigation you get from this and then give them another unique damage buff like they put on Leap. So this is like your power ultimate, right? Your power form.
While we're in this tree, the one change I want to see is a change to molten armaments. I want to see DK get brutality from a skill that's not freaking useless.
Bro, they already talked about it. It's probably going to work like Crystal Weapon or Recuperative Trees from Arcanist and Sork. So
either way, I just want to see.
How is my encoding overloaded?
Yay.
OBS Studio. Okay, we're closing. No, I don't want to pin to taskbar. Close ESO so I have more power available to me to stream. Okay. Molten is buffed. Hey, how's the stream, you guys? It looks like it's freaking dying on my end. There we go. How's the stream look?
I'm on my phone right now. Let me see. Hopefully it doesn't like
Apparently,
your
I'm at
stream record
100% use of GPU for absolutely no reason.
It's pretty laggy. I can only tell by the GIFs because they're moving at like 1 frame every 3 seconds.
Can you still hear us though? Because this is more audio important.
Yeah, I can still hear.
So the audio is not choppy, just the visuals are choppy.
Yeah, just visuals.
Okay, so we can move on. Okay, because I don't really care about how this looks as long as you guys can read. It's stupid though. I don't know why it's lagging so much. Probably because I'm sharing screen in Discord at the same time as trying to stream.
I
This.
thought it takes up that much though.
Well, apparently it does now, even though it never did. Stream is fine on Twitch? Okay. Alright, so Superheated Ward, originally Stone Fist. This is now a magic ability that grants you or an ally a sizable shield, scaling off your max magic or stamina. We increase the cost...
Nice.
What?
Nice. That's cool.
Yes. It's a damage shield that scales off your max stats, so it's kind of like Hardened Ward, I guess. We increase the cost to 4,590 at base. Think of this as superheating the air around your target so intensely that it prevents harm from coming to... This should help the support-oriented DKs have a bit more of a direct option to protect their allies while offering something completely different from the standard burst healing effect. Volcanic Ward, Obsidian Shard. Originally Obsidian Shard, so... Oh yeah, so we're looking at morphs. This morph adds a healing effect when the shield ends to offer some supplementary healing to those you protect. It also reduces the next instance of damage taken by 10% from any attack. Note that ends means following. The shield is replaced, or the duration runs out, or the shield breaks. Yeah, so it's like specifying it, plague break. Video's laggy, but I can hear your voice fine. Okay. View your event logs in Windows. Probably will have to. I don't know why my GPU is dying at the moment. It really shouldn't. It doesn't. It doesn't do this. Even with ESO active, it doesn't ever have this problem. I'm just struggling to figure out where all the lag is coming from, at least visually.
It's okay, bro. It's still working.
I know, but for later, imagine I want to stream ESO and then I have to deal with the stupid encoder overloaded again.
That's a later problem.
Oh my gosh, why can't we have nice things, bro? We live in 2026 and I can't have decent working computer things. It's not even like set to that high standards anyways. Magma Fist, originally Stone Giant. Morph continues to be a focused on a stamina morph for damage dealers at range with some support functions behind it. But is significantly simpler to use. This morph now deals flame damage instead of physical damage. This morph no longer splits between two distinct versions, or has a cast time. Good. Its debuff has been renamed to Heat Shock, originally Stagger, which lasts for 10 seconds, up from 5 seconds. And now causes enemies to take 33 more damage from all sources per stack, down from 65. And the last hit no longer stuns enemies. Oh, so it's like a unique Dragonkin debuff.
Yeah, but that's not that strong, though. Like, people barely used it
Well,
before.
when you start stacking dots, it is.
Well, it's only 3 stacks
That's
maximum.
100%.
Right?
That's 100 flat damage just added to everything you do.
Yeah, Dragonkin is 300. That's a third of Dragonkin. That's not even half
Yeah, but
of
it's on a
Dragon's
skill.
appetite.
Yeah, and you have to use that skill 3 times in a row.
I mean, you will anyways.
And maintain it. I don't know. I think it's still mid.
This should rectify much of the complaint of this morph, which rightfully deemed it as clunky and difficult to manage. The duration follows a Dragonknight's dot timer of 10 seconds and doesn't require different range activations and scales more effectively with the rest of their kit in general. We expect to hear some back in my day stories from tanks and DPS who lived with the previous versions of years to come. Wow. Insane gameplay.
Screaming?
Yeah, yep. Squirrel, you always do this.
I don't know.
Okay, Molten Weapons, here we go, okay. This ability in its morph now calls the caster's light and heavy attacks to deal additional hit of flame damage up to once every 2 seconds. This is akin to sticky
Yay.
damage over time effects in terms of number scaling and should add some more value to this skill line for damage dealers. While it may not boast in raw numbers over specialized effects, the group utility is more than enough to make up for that. Oh, so it's just you activate this and then you get access to what is it? The flame set from Craglorn, whatever, Way of Fire on a weapon buff.
Cool.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I like it.
Obsidian Shield. No large base changes for this one, just some number
So
cleanup to account for the removal of the Eternal Mountain passive being reworked. Igneous Shield. We increased the shield size of the caster's versions 12%, so it's closer to the standard self-shield ability. Fragmented Shield.
Hardened word.
Pardon. Morph now scales with the caster's max. Or stamina, alright. Okay. DK's got Hardened Ward now, guys. We're streaking, chat. Streak, you hear that? No more Magsork. No more Magsork.
Oh my
Bosork
God.
DK? Yeah, Bo DK is going to be crazy. Pyrebrand and Molten Weapons is going to be stupid.
Imagine bunny hopping with Igneous Shield and forceful spamming.
I'm a DK!
Wow.
Petrify, so this is our hard stun. This ability and its morphs now have a real, bona fide counterplay, rather than instantly stunning the enemy target and ignoring both block and dodge. Oh goodness, yes. These abilities now reduce the enemy target's movement speed by 50% for 1 second, and then after 1 second the target will be stunned for 4 seconds, or 8 seconds if they're a monster. The stun continues to bypass block, but does not bypass dodge. These abilities now also apply Minor Breach to the enemy for 10 seconds upon activation, helping give potential, albeit rare, PvE use case. Bro, what is Minor Breach gonna do for you in PvE? Like, huh?
This change sucks.
These abilities can now be cast on CC immune targets as well, so beware. This ability and the fossilized morph no longer deal damage when the stun ends. We reduce the cost to account for these changes. Ew. This morph continues to immobilize after the stun ends, but now also applies minor vulnerability and extends the duration of the minor debuffs to 20 seconds. Not horrible. See what it does to Shattering Rocks. This morph keeps the damage and healing on the stun end. We increase the amount of damage and healing done by 15% to account for the new delay. Hey, think about it, Ninja. Curse of 𝙁𝙁𝙚.
Okay, alright.
Fossilized Curse of 𝙁𝙁𝙚.
Well, can you do a heavy attack in 1 second?
Dual wield, yeah.
Fully charged?
Yep. That's why I had such a hard time working with 𝙁𝙁𝙚, because the only skill that would reliably allow me to use it would be Rune Cage.
Or Arctic Blast, wouldn't it?
I mean, Arctic Blast is hard to time up. Because, you know, sometimes they're in, sometimes they're not. Yes, I'm an Argonian DK Magsork, let's go. Wow.
Bro, you could actually run Argonian on this and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it really wouldn't.
Unironically.
Okay, so here's the armor buff. Armor buff change. This ability and its morphs now increase your damage done by 100, all hits, while active, rather than causing you to deal damage back to melee attackers. Another source of Dragonkin for dots.
Yikes.
This effect should make the ability far more useful to damage dealers instead of being largely exclusively a survivability tool. The damage done bonus may seem small, but it adds up over the course of a fight. Of course it does. That's why Dragonkin's so powerful. It needs to give you 10% reduced healing. Adder Spike Mantle. Originally volatile armor. This morph's damage over time effect now scales with your offensive stats rather than your armor, doubling down as a viable option for DPS while also helping you stay in the fight in the front lines with extra armor. Additionally, when dealing damage with this effect, you add 1 additional stack of Avalanche up to once every 10 seconds. This should help you expedite the time it takes to reach max stacks. I haven't looked at Avalanche yet. It's a passive. We'll see it. This is interesting. The passive, okay, Heart of Stone, originally scaled armor. This passive I just had a name change inspired by lovers of rocks and stones. Heart of Stone sounds more like someone who's very emo than actual someone who enjoys geology. Like, you just have this if you're edgy. Look, it doesn't matter. Avalanche, okay, originally Eternal Mountain. This passive now causes you to gain a stack of Avalanche when you deal damage, increasing your damage done by 1% per stack up to 10 times. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds for a rank, and then once every 5 seconds for rank 2. Every 2 seconds you fail to deal damage, you lose a single stack. Not hard to do with dots. Yeah, unique 10% damage buff. Pretty good. Blessing at the Peak. Originally Mountain's Blessing. No big changes for this one. The group buff was moved to Elder Dragon passive, and the ultimate generation remains here. Okay. Mountain Giant. This passive has been reworked and now calls your fully charged heavy attacks to apply off balance to the enemy. This applies after the damage, so you can't instantly stun the target with this. Additionally, rank 2 of this passive calls your fully charged heavy attacks to generate 1,430 stamina.
Yo.
This is considered a proc. So no interplay with other effects. On top of whatever resource restore you normally grant. Help keep the original passive functionality. This passive should pair nicely with Lava Whip, while also just giving you a much more controlled and simple way of triggering off balance in general.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I am curious to see the tooltip on Molten Weapons. If tooltip on Molten Weapons is what I think it is, I don't know if... I mean, all the skill lines in DK are very desirable now. I will say that, but that's simply because they're strong.
But isn't that the whole point? Isn't that what we wanted, right? For them to buff all of the other skill lines?
Yeah.
So that they can compete with the grease?
The problem is, all the other skill lines haven't been buffed yet.
Right, yeah.
So DK is going to be
slow-rolling meta tidal wave of...
Yeah, slow-rolling meta tidal wave. And then as stuff comes out, we'll subclass only the best skill lines together, and we won't make any progress.
That's also assuming that they don't nerf the dog crap out of streak animal or storm calling animal companions and assassination, which they very well might.
Again, we're always going to just subclass what's objectively the strongest for the best results. It's how PvP works.
That's fine as long as the best is Templar. That's all I care about.
Alright, you bot.
There is kind of one big problem with these changes, though, and it's not going to really address the core problem, is one skill line being too packed with damage, utility, and sustain. From what I can see right now, Ardent Flame has the best sustain, the best damage, like, and some of the best utility as well. The Dragonknight Draconic Power has the best utility for sure, and defense. I'm not sure about damage, though. And honestly, this Earth and Heart line has some good changes, but doesn't have a shit ton of damage, doesn't have a shit ton of survivability, other than like some weird Heart and Ward stuff.
I think they mentioned it trying to be much more support heavy, even though, you know, Draconic Power now literally is the best support skill line for DK.
Yeah.
They really bit off a lot more than they could chew with all this subclassing stuff. And, you know, I think that they had... you know, before when we had classes, they only had a few classes to balance.
I'm hyped for range DK.
Now they've got individual skill lines within classes. They've like multiplied the trauma that we all have to endure and they have to go through. It increases my suspicion that they're not going to be able to pull this off.
Well, like, again, it just reinforces the two main problems. Number one, if all the other subclasses or classes are going to be this strong, what incentive is there for pure classing? The skill lines don't really intertwine with each other. It's not like, hey, this passive in Earth and Heart procs the Ardent Flame passive, that's why you want to run it so much, right? Doesn't really do that. which doesn't really, again, incentivize pure classing stuff. And then number 2, again, like the skill lines are just so packed that you're just going to choose the one that has the best of everything for PvP.
We're gonna be
And,
back
like, if
to
I'm gonna
square
choose
one
one-
once all these changes roll out, is what he's trying to
Yeah.
say. Like,
Well,
this is
and
not unless we get buffs for having all the skill lines on a class.
Right.
This is
that's
not
what they were
going to
talking
work
about
the way
doing.
that they think it's going to work.
Well, that's
Well,
what they
I'll
were
give you-
saying that they were going to do. Is that they were, they weren't really clear about how they were going to implement that exactly. But essentially, they said that there's going to be like some sort of, either they're going to replace some of the passives or they're going to add a passive that increases the strength or power of those.
Well, I'll give you an example.
All 3 of a class's skill lines together.
I'll give you an example, right? Animal Companions, it's meta because it has Brutality, Netch, and it has Beetles, like the best offense.
It has
the
a
best
cleanse,
sustain.
snare removal, and a bunch of free damage, and probably the best sustain passive in the game.
Yeah.
So, like-
sustain off the charts. Yeah.
Like those skill lines, Art and Flame at least had
Ultimate
some of the best
regeneration.
sustain and best damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like they're too loaded. And again, I don't see a reason for pure subclassing on this. Because if the other skill lines are this strong, what would be the point of Earth and Heart?
Yeah, I'll
This
just
has always been
subclass
the
out
issue
Earth and
with,
Heart
like,
for something
any-
else.
This has always
Yeah.
been the problem with any kind of
This is just a fundamental
you have
problem of
power creep.
subclassing. Subclassing as
Yeah.
a feature was not the best decision to make. And
no.
And also, just personally, I'm a bit disappointed because when you talk about class refresh, like I would expect entirely new abilities. I think there was like 3 new
gonna
abilities
shop-
in total.
Ninja, I'm gonna stop sharing screen on Discord. I want to see if it can help my stream a bit.
Sure. Like there's only like 3 new abilities, right? There's the Flame Wave, technically like the Hardened Ward thing, and then that's kind of it, right?
Yeah.
So again, like these are a lot of numerical tweaks and balance things that are good to do, but why the hell does it take 4 months to reintroduce these? Like you're not making entirely new assets or animations even.
Well, because they're over there trying to like do trigonometry, trying to figure out how these things are going to interweave with one another. And frankly, I don't think that's reasonable. I mean, I don't think that's like a. I don't think they're
Well,
going
and
to.
then like the big issue is one class going to be super overpowered, and then the
Of
other
course
class
it
are going
is.
to take 4 months. So that's stupid.
Yeah. Of course it is. That's exactly how it's going to happen. I mean, look at their timeline for this. It's going to take a year to get through like half the classes.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. I don't know why it's lagging so much.
Just yeah, I was expecting a lot more new abilities completely, rather than just like big tweaks to existing ones. Like, oh, this does major
Like-
cowardice now. That feels more like a fucking
okay,
balance
like if
pack.
you want everything all at the same time, yes, DK now has everything all at the same time. Like if you run pure class DK, you will be able to probably compete.
Yeah, it's
But-
going to be nasty.
I'm saying I think what we're all trying to say is what happens when we flesh out the other classes.
Yeah, it's going to.
We're going to end
ugly.
up
I mean,
in the
it's gonna-
same situation we're in now.
It's going to be
Well,
like
and-
going from bows and arrows to everybody on the battlefield having fully automatic weapons. It's going to be absolutely insane.
Like if they
Let's
can
go.
manage, there is a small chance they can manage to hit the balance perfectly with this. Where
I mean, it's definitely possible. It's just not likely.
but where it's they get it right, and every single class skill line is equally as strong as all the other ones, so you can kind of just pick and choose what you want to do.
I'm having it out, but also like there's always going to be that issue, right? Where they're going to have to like aim at the medium, like the median like player, and then you're going to have like people like you who are completely busted, and they're going to take something like this and they're going to make the most freaking broken thing you've ever seen, like day one, and everybody's going to be like, "This is insane," you know, like because you're going to automatically calculate the meta like an AI bot. Like
A
Like-
lot of these skill changes, though, they just feel like a balance patch. Like, oh, update
Yeah.
43 or whatever, right? And it's just a list of changes. Like, not a lot of it is a fundamental rework to how the abilities work. A few of them it was, and that's cool. But most of them just felt like balance changes. Like corrosive armor now just lasts less long. That's just a number they tweak. I don't know why it takes 4 months for a whole class refresh. This isn't a refresh. This is just an update of balance.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It took them 9 months to make mounts swim, so this is an improvement.
I'm a bit underwhelmed by that, personally.
I mean, the skill lines are strong, okay? Don't get me wrong. Like, the skill lines that they made, yes, everything, a lot, like, it's like 85 to 90% buffs for DK across the board.
I was just expecting more new abilities and stuff, you know?
Yeah. They also have the two-handed skill line rework coming too, which they don't have here in this article, but this is what DK's getting.
Ninja, I'm just curious. So you have this expectation. Why do you think you have that expectation? Was it something that they said that made you think that? Or
refresh, and then they showed a trailer of it, and they showed a couple like new sort of abilities for Dragon Knight. So I was thinking, refresh, new abilities.
Well, I mean,
okay,
you did kind of get that, but
well, and like if it's going to be a giant balance change, they'll say, like a class update. You know, like they wouldn't say refresh. Refresh means that you're making something completely new from the ground up, right?
Right.
So doesn't match what they did.
I mean, this is what I expected them to do, though. Like, they have a bad habit of titling things in very inaccurate ways. Like, for example, subclassing should have been called multiclassing.
Right. Yeah.
This is not a refresh. This is a rework.
I expected the balance to be terrible, so they delivered on that. But I did expect a little more work to be done, you know?
I mean, the work is primarily probably going to come from all the animation changes they made. Like up here, every single skill, new visual and sound effects for every single Dragonite ability. Every single skill and thing that happens on DK is getting a new visual refresh as well.
I think refresh is the wrong word. It's a bit of a misleading word.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it.
Poop Rock gonna be OP. I don't know about that.
So what does that mean though? It's like you can cast that one thing on the new Petrify or whatever on people who are CC immune. Like it's still gonna stun them.
No, it's probably gonna run all the checks, which is probably not good for performance. But so it snares them by 50% and then it stuns them. If it can't stun them, then it'll run the check for the immobilize. So it'll snare and then immobilize.
To be honest, that gets rid of the best part of
or whatever it is. Like it's got the same thing as what is that? The monster set. How do you pronounce that? Killjar.
Gilnar.
Yeah, whatever it is.
It's more like Arctic Blast.
You can roll dodge the fossilize now, so.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. And also, like the best part of fossilize was if you highlight it on an enemy and it's not activated, you know they can't be stunned, which was a great visual cue. But now you can do it even if they're CC immune, which. Like, what? Why? That was half the coolness of the ability.
Refreshing is renewing, making things fresh again.
Yeah, but that's not fresh. Like,
the animations are going to look fresh, but that's why I'm like, I want the legacy animations in there too. You know, what if I want to go back to how old DK felt?
Yeah.
What they meant by refresh is like after you've been out working all day, sweating in the yard. It's kind of like coming in and like hitting yourself with some Axe like on top of it, so you get that like BO and the deodorant on top of it. So it's like a kind of got a nice little twang to it that ain't quite right. That's what they mean.
A new refresh. We're taking away poison damage. Have fun.
I like the poison theme in DK. Yeah.
Burp.
Both focused. Fun. For their damage over times.
I mean, it went with it. It made me think of like Komodo dragons and stuff, right? They're kind of noxious. Like you don't want to get bit by one.
I know it's weird, probably not a popular opinion, but I do like Dragonite being specifically focused on just burning and not just poisoned as well. I like the focus on a singular status effect, kind of like how Warden's is focused on Frost. I feel like you can build a lot more synergies around that still can retain some class identity versus, I could go either way. I could go, I could do poison or fire between the two. You know, maybe back in the
Yeah,
old days when stamina, you know, was much more associated with green, and you know, poison is green in this game.
I thought it was because they were dragons, like, you know, but it looks like now they're like going more into like the rock magic or whatever.
No, that's just the last skill line, which is the only one you showed up for.
No, I'm just, well,
Not rock magic.
it's rock magic.
It's earth bending.
It's rock magic.
Rock magic, earth bending. Okay, look.
Yeah, like if I want a dragon, if I like want my like the planters to be like re-gravelled and stuff like that, I'm calling a dragon knight. Rock magic. Like
You're
come
a
do your
bot.
rock
They have
magic.
other skill lines too. They have draconic power and ardent flame, okay?
Well, like, you know, sorcerers have other skills too, homie, but they only got one called storm calling. Nobody thinks about other skills. Nobody's like, oh, they got wind magic or whatever that is. Like, they can do dark deal. Like, who cares? They're the lightning class.
They
Shut
have
up.
dark magic, and they
Like,
do
what do
dark
you-
magic things. They
They
cast
do lightning
dark
things.
magic crystals
Look,
that hit you
they
and hurt.
Burn stuff in they
They-
burn stuff in the microwave. That's what they do. Okay?
No, they
Sorcerers.
also cast curses.
Yeah.
And they have pets.
Sorcerers.
Well, I don't know about pets. Pets is weird for a sorcerer, but...
Yes, sorcerers should be all lightning.
I mean, yeah, based off the class and logo, sure. Moss points to
like-
society. Wow.
They need a new skill, like explode hot dogs in the microwave. Like, be amazing.
Yeah, so when are we going to get like a channel lightning effect that we just press a button and then for like 4.8 seconds it just does lightning damage to the target, you know? We're going to do that
You
with
have
Endless
it's called
Fury?
Overload.
No,
Don't you
no,
have
no,
this
that's a
overload?
toggle. That's not a channel.
Okay,
Yeah, bot.
but it does for like.
Did you see what they did? Did you see what they did to the magic morph of flames or the fiery breath?
No, what they do to it? I missed that. I'm sorry. I was.
You're an
I was
AI
out and
program.
about.
Okay, so they
I
moved.
wasn't. I got here when
You're
I
an
got here.
AI
I'm sorry, I
program.
was
You're an AI
working.
program. You're an AI
I was
program.
doing
You're an
stuff.
AI program. Okay, so they moved it to draconic power, and they made it so the engulfing dragon fire, originally engulfing flames, this morph, and the rework morph cost magic instead of stamina. Now channels the flame attack in front of you over 4.8 seconds, and deals 20% increased damage whenever it hits an enemy, up to once every second. So it's a channel now.
interesting.
So it's like Beam on Arcanist.
Hmm.
Dork magic. Broadcast
Interesting.
curses. Wow. So Nightblade should be all crit or siphoning. I don't know what they're gonna do. They established a class identity that they wanted to try and meet up
Nightblade
here.
should be poison. I mean, if you're gonna have a class that's built around poison, Nightblade.
Or
seems like it's the
yeah,
one that would do it.
assassination in general. Poison would be
Yeah.
up there at the top. So
It's
let's
100% like
read
up their
the
alley.
let's read the spark notes at the beginning and see if they met the standards that they wanted. Dragonites are currently portrayed as powerful attrition warriors, but they lack the distinct ability functionality that helps bring experience to life. This, as an extension of this, Dragonite's damage over time effects are built in the same way as any other class, making gameplay across classes feel somewhat homogenized. This is a global issue, especially hurts Dragonites. Playing as a Dragonite can often feel swingy in combat moments, where their ultimates and passives which allow them to come back from the brink. While this is a satisfying experience in some cases, such as Battle Roar, we want this to be a more central part of Dragonite's rhythm in combat. Okay, so they did not meet that standard, because Dragonite just has sustained pressure now. There are no highs and lows, it's just all highs at the moment, with the amount of sustained pressure you're able to put out. I don't know where the eruptive, punctuated experience like a volcano is. Maybe when you Dragon Leap, or go into corrosive armor, it still revolves around your ultimates, you change nothing.
You have to wait for that until they do the next class update, and then when they die, they erupt out of their chair and start molding.
Skill lines focus on specific roles. The core functions are split up. This Dragonite suffer while subclassing compared to other classes like Arcanist or Necromancer. I don't know how Necromancer is not suffering. It's still suffering, even if you subclass it. I don't know where that came from.
And it's like one of the last skill, like one of the last.
Yeah,
classes
it's
they're
one of the
gonna
last
fix.
reworks that we're getting as well. So they must think
It's-
Necromancer is a perfect class.
They're like, Necro's great. Look how many people are using blast bones. They're using blighted blast bones, guys.
The
It's
only
fine.
skill on the skill tree that people use from Necro, and
It's
then maybe Colossus, and that's
That's
it.
the only thing that's useful.
Yep.
Like, it's a
Extra
good
lines
skill.
less desirable to subclass into. For
But-
example, Burning Towns is locked behind an otherwise damage weak skill line, making it less optimal. Despite being an iconic form of damage over time in the class, they didn't change it. Did they add any damage? I think they did. They added one thing to Draconic Power to make it more damage focused. Two things. Okay, so they changed Leap to give you a bunch of extra damage power if you take flight, and then they added Dragonfire, which you can do with Talons. So there's quite a bit of offensive options within Draconic Power, but the freaking support utilities just they're just too strong.
Bro, I'd be putting Draconic Power on everything. Like I already do right now, and this is just way, way stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
Squirrel,
big
Coag
sustain.
now heals in an AoE
What?
and applies Minor Courage to everyone healed.
What? What?
Hmm?
Oh my god.
Oh, and also, yes, the Protective Plate, the wings, not only do they reduce the damage that you take from projectiles, obviously, but now they grant you Major Expedition. They apply this buff to all of your group mates, so they get 25% less damage, and then... what else? Oh, it knocks them back, too. It's a stun now, as well.
You're gonna need you're gonna need to be an engineer in order to play this game, like with all of these changes. Like, remember when like having a buff was good? You're like, I've got a buff.
I
That's
have
cool.
Rally. I can now do more damage.
I have achieved a major buff. Hooray! Like now it's like all of the buffs. Man,
I don't
know.
understand why they did DK first, because DK is the most basic class. DK was the first class that every other class was designed around.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the same thing that they did with the status effects, right? With the fire, they based
You're
it
a
all
bot.
around fire. But
You're a
you know,
bot.
What?
Already,
You're a bot. What?
you're a bot.
Huh?
You're a bot.
Also, it's one of the coolest, and I think it needed a lot of help because yeah, it didn't have any mobility in it at all, which kind of made it sort of feel dead.
It has some mobility now with Major Expedition on the wings, and then I guess
Does it-
Chain,
does it-
which is also
Does it have
stupid.
hasty prayer?
Bro, that wing
Is
change is
Chain
all they
is
needed.
Chain in Draconic Power? It is in Draconic Power.
Yeah, it is in
Why
Draconic
wouldn't you just
Power.
run Draconic Power and then Ardent Flame and then just get rid of Earth and Heart for something
That's what I'm
else?
saying.
Okay,
run Storm
okay,
Calling
look,
and then you're
yeah,
done.
Storm Calling, Ardent Flame, and Draconic Power, new meta build.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so gross. Wow.
Correct. All right, guys, we beat the game.
New meta, calling it now. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah, that chain skill is way too strong. That's got to get nerfed.
It hasn't even come
No,
out
okay,
yet.
so you want to know what change does, Squirrel? Okay, so, I mean, I can read it all here, but everyone's probably just going to use Chains of Devastation. So it grants you Major Evasion after using it, grants you Major Berserk for 6 seconds, and also applies Major Cowardice to the enemy. While I think also either, I don't know, I think it's a Gap Close as well.
Nuh-uh.
So yes, it does 3 major things on top of being a Gap Close.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's stupid.
What?
And it's on, and it's in the
Major
Draconic Power
Cowardice is,
skill
like,
line,
a lot,
which
though.
has all the other fun stuff we just talked
Yeah,
about
you
in
get
it.
all the sustain stuff. Dude, that's madness.
Ninja sounds so scuffed, he's on his phone.
Yeah, I had to go to a different area because my girlfriend was napping. She didn't like me yapping.
I don't know. I think they need to take a break and rethink this a little bit. Like not just this, but this whole
Embrace
rollout,
the
because
chaos, Squirrel.
it's gonna be ugly.
Embrace the chaos, Squirrel.
Oh, it's gonna be ugly.
The only way that I will stop playing ESO is if, as me and Ninja were talking about the other day, they do something to Streak. Open world would be unplayable. Battlegrounds would be unplayable. Heck, all PvP would be nearly unplayable without Streak in certain
that.
scenarios.
Oh man, and that's funny because I don't even use it, so it's like that's not even on my radar.
Yeah, and that's why you die the most.
I die the most. Yes.
That's
'cause
also why you're
everybody
bad
else
at the
isn't.
game.
That's why I'm bad at the game. That's what it is.
The gap
So it
closer
sounds
does
to me
not
like they
apply
need to nerf the
cowardice,
crap
you
out of
blind
Streak.
bot. Where?
They need to get rid of Streak. Then that's what I heard.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah,
Streak.
chains also automatically applies burning on activation.
Obviously, it's OP.
Yeah, and did I mention that they're buffing the heck out of the burning status effect for DK? It's not split between poison, no. It's all burning.
Right. And it's already pretty strong. Burning is good. I mean, poison is strong too, but it'll change the way that they stack dots, but it'll still just be more damage. And especially because, I mean, burning has its unique effect of destroying vampires. So if
Bro, it
vampire
is not
patches-
going to be a good patch to be a vamp. At least,
Yeah,
unless you're trying to be a stealthy person.
Yeah, if
Even then,
yeah, it's gonna be.
why would you try and force pulse gank next patch with wings going to be on everyone's build?
Pain.
You wouldn't. So get wrecked, force pulse gankers. You didn't need those 3 fingers anyways.
When's this stuff on PTS? Do you know?
Monday.
Oh, that's
Oh.
coming out pretty quick. That's interesting.
Yeah, basically
Okay.
in a day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cool.
Yep, okay, so
One
see.
business day.
we will see.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that they'll fix some things.
Well, you're a hopeful bot,
I'm just-
so
I don't know. I think this is gonna be ugly. And you can pretty well guarantee that this is gonna roll out the way that it's written because it's gonna hit the PTS Monday, and I've never ever seen ZOS change anything.
hey. They're talking
So-
about being on good terms with communication. Okay? And that means
Still not
Doesn't
gonna
mean they have to agree with us.
yeah, that doesn't mean they have to agree with it.
listen. They're like, we heard you. We're just not changing.
We hear your complaints, we hear your concerns for balance. We understand that what we're doing, they never said that they understand that.
Change is scary.
Yeah, we understand
Is
that
that what they
change
said?
is scary.
They said that before for the hybridization, I think.
Yeah, well, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
That is bad. More bad. I actually think that I mean, this is one way to fix it, right? To upgrade everything, but I don't feel like it's the only way to fix it. I feel like they could.
5:30. I got
back
time for
to-
one match of Battlegrounds. I gotta get off. Yeah. Okay, so look, this is basically my build right now that I've been running a lot recently. At least it's the Master's Duel of Ice Staff and Marcelock stuff. Okay, so I got Ardent Flame, Dark Magic, and Storm Calling on this thing. So I guess come Monday, I'll have to be base DK. I'm gonna run Pyrebrand on the body at Amara's. I'm gonna use Master's Duel of Ice Staff Marcelock with Wild Hunt on DK. And all I'm gonna do is subclass out Earth and Heart for Storm Calling. And then I'm gonna have the most obnoxious dot build you've ever witnessed in your entire life. Like, this build is already insane. I can only imagine what happens when you put Pyrebrand on it and I don't stack for crit anymore. And then that also means I don't have to use Undo on the back. I can just go throw on Corrosive, because now my dots ignore all resistances as well instead of just direct attacks.
That's gonna be so rough.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, Crazy King Weekend! Woo! Look at that. Okay, 1 BG. PTS will be ugly. You won't be happy while on PTS. High Risen subclass were greatest things. Well, can't see the flags in the way. Bot flag. Bot flag gameplay.
What happened to Ninja? Did his girlfriend call?
Yeah, his girlfriend's over, and like, she's probably harassing him right now.
Just like he was like, bye. And it's like gone.
I mean,
Yeah, 35 was ugly. Yeah, I don't know. So do you think that they're gonna buff the every class that they're going down the list, or you think it's gonna come like some of the stronger classes are coming with bigger nerfs?
they'll probably, it'll be a mix.
Yeah.
Can't be guaranteed. Oh gosh, can I break free, please? Thank you, Zoss. Yeah, the one thing they're not fixing is bad performance, so, you know, that's fun.
Well, it's not gonna be any better with these changes.
Yeah, definitely not. They're making it so there's got more calculations to deal with. They better have, like, a big plan in place to fix performance, because I'm sick and tired of not being able to break free from stuff and also unable to actually use potions when I need them.
Yeah, honestly, I really, and I don't know, I mean, maybe I'm a Luddite or something, but I feel like they are going the wrong direction with all this. Like, yes,
Oh, I can't even swap bars to throw my Thrive and Chaos on these two guys.
like,
Instead, I'll just undo.
Buffing those other skill lines to be like equal with the current meta is probably a good plan. Like, I mean, I think we can agree. Like, that's one way to like kind of level things out. But I don't know if it's necessarily the best way. I think maybe an easier thing to do would be to scale back some of the skills like a little bit, and then just add more utility like options, so that you don't have to be like use certain skill lines like for everything. You know what I mean? Like, I think that might be a better option than trying to just go this other direction, because I think this is just going to be a massive power jump again. You know, and that's just a net, like, and then what happens? You know, when they come out, they're going to bring out some new sets, and it's going to do this thing and that thing. You know, if you really wanted to make some of these old sets useful again, the way to do that would be to like scale back some of the power that exists right now. That both goes for survivability and for DPS. But people will be upset about it probably.
They just make way too much work for themselves.
Well, subclassing was the biggest thing. I mean, subclassing was like a nightmare. Like, I mean, they have like I said, they only had like a couple of classes. They really needed like to buff Necro and probably do a little bit of adjustments to, you know, a couple other classes. But they didn't have that much stuff that they needed to do really to fix things. And then they're like, we're gonna buff Sork and Nightblade, and then we're gonna just like leave everything like wide open. How subclassing is a thing. Like, what was the plan here? Like, we went from like a hardened ward meta to like whatever this is.
Should only be able to subclass one skill, and that's like another option a lot of people are saying, but then again, you'll still have some power players rise to the top.
Well, it turns out that every class gets better as soon as they can move at will.
Yeah, just being able to nope out of any situation with Streak is just very good. Been good. These two are just cross-healing each other while holding hands. How romantic.
Wow, performance is so bad right now. What is going on?
I know, my one death in this match was I couldn't break free or use a potion.
I like hit crescent sweep and it went off 3 business days later. Like I literally had like moved on to an entirely different fight and it
I
just
break free
decided to
again?
fire. I didn't even know it fired. The lag is insane. What the heck did they do? Did they patch or something today?
Nah, it's just general
Why is it like
Zoss
this?
shenanigans.
It wasn't this bad yesterday.
Bro, break free. Holy frick, why am I just standing there? Golly, I'm gonna die again because I can't CC break stuff.
Bro. I was excited to play, now I'm kind of not really feeling it.
Why would you ever be excited to play ESO?
Oh, I still love this game as much as I'm bitter and sour about it. That's why I'm bitter and sour about it. Because when it works, there's nothing like it. That's the problem.
No wonder he's not dying.
Get swept up. Ooh, pain.
It's probably a mistake to run out here like this. Spirit change. This is daddy content. What's up? I don't even know what that means. Welcome.
Come on. Oh. What you know?
These guys keep holding hands this whole match. It's so funny.
This is amazing.
This is rough. Oh, they're so cute together. Yes, teach me how to edit like you, butt man. You gotta have a vision. I'll tell you that much. You gotta know what you want to make. And you gotta be willing to spend weeks to make it happen. That was rough. Fighting people holding hands. That match ended a little too quick, though. I was expecting it to be like run out the clock, since every match has done that with Battlegrounds with the weekend.
Yeah.
I'll just do another one. I do need to go get ready for dinner. I think we're going out to this fancy steak place. Be fun.
He's got to wash his paws.
Bro, that is the most furry thing you could have said. I do not belong within this category. You're outnumbered the whole match. Well, I mean, I'm designed to fight outnumbered. It's just kind of hard to do that when both of them are holding hands, healing each other the whole time. And then they decide to chase you all the way across the map as well. Kind of tough. Hope they'll never get rid of subclassing. It's genuinely awesome. It would be genuinely awesome if it was properly balanced, which Zoss has all the power to do this. It's just, I don't think they're going to do it right. Remember we had that before. Magsork meta? Yeah, this meta is more healthy. Definitely. What do you mean?
At least people die. I mean,
Yeah, I'd prefer to be in a high damage meta than one that doesn't, like, stuff doesn't die. Nothing happens.
yeah. The problem is that everything dies to the same things.
Yeah, shocks, assassination, spectrum.
And then, you know, if you get into a fight, they just run away from you with streak. So. Start losing, just run.
You know. Yeah, I wouldn't stack this max health if I wasn't planning on fighting a handful of people at the same time. What the daggum? The Dreg, he queued out on this poor Covenant infantry. Did you see that? They queued out. Even the ads are queuing out now. What's going on? You know what? Let's see if we can. I want to try and do... I might have time to do one match as a pure DK. Let's try doing a battleground as a pure DK and see how it feels, because I know pure DK is still pretty good. Change clothes for dinner. Obviously, I want to take a shower before we go out.
I told you he's got to wash his paws, bro.
I want to hurt you.
Called it. Like a raccoon.
You do have all the instruments you need to counter every imaginable meta. Yeah, but not all at the same time. Or at least an answer for everything, apart from the universal answer of stack and group.
I mean, here's the thing, like, some people just want to win. And some people want to win the way, like, like, with style, you know? And if you're just like, you know, I want to win no matter what, then subclassing is great for you. But if you want to win, like, and, you know, enjoy winning as a class, like playing a class, subclassing is not great for you. It's like, subclassing, it like, in ESO is like, it's like fashion. You know, if you want to wear a trash bag and call it fashion because you're walking through, like, a, you know, whatever, France or whatever, you know, yeah, subclassing's for you, bro. You know. And next month, there'll be a new trash bag that you can put on.
I love trash bags.
Trash bag meta.
Trash bag gaming.
That's it.
Yep. Already got all the blood spawn pieces on. Okay, so this is the build that hasn't changed in about 3 years, and it's what I always use if I was pure DK. Pure DK is still strong, but
I'm afraid to look at my KD
Firebrand,
ratio. I got like
Blood
8,000
Spawn,
assists on this run.
Ādric Trickery, Gallant Grease. I'll be in stage 4, but gonna work. And queue up. Drop down a vamp stage though.
It's supposed to be playing Crazy King, but it's like the most wild death match ever.
Just a long death match.
Yeah, it's that little map where everybody's just got, there's like the little like parkour thing in the middle of it. Whatever this map is. It's like got a jungle gym in it. You know what I'm talking about? This place,
Jungle gym in the middle of it.
Bro, that's what it is. It's got like a playground. This like looks like somewhere you'd like send your kids to play if you wanted them to like die of a neck injury and tetanus. Here's a spinal cord injury for you. A spinal cord injury for you. It's gonna be great.
This is the worst thing I found in ESO from my 20 plus years Hezvan. I've been using that and other classic stuff on duels as a pure DK recently is pretty fun. Pure DK is still good. It doesn't have like all the power that subclass builds have, at least for PvP. But it's still pretty good. Never really went anywhere. I dust this thing out for mid-year mayhem a lot of the time. I probably will again.
Believe it or not, I'm like running on a pure Plar right now, and it's not impossible. It's not great. It's definitely doesn't have anywhere near the burst that other classes have. No
Pure
question
DK,
about
ordering
that.
Chinese and hanging out with the puppy. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be on much longer, so this will probably be it. Then I'm going to go get ready for our dinner. And I'll be back, but I probably won't stream. I need to make a video, but I've decided, you know what? I need to establish a schedule before I can start making videos every week. I haven't even done that. Pure DK versus whatever else is on the other team. Hey, come here. Right. They're all dead. Get him.
So, I mean, the only good thing potentially about having a class like Necro at being the last one is that it might ironically come out on top. Because if they're just like power creeping all along, and the starting point is like the current subclass meta, like by the time, like in 2 years from now, by the time they get there, in order to make Necro like still viable, like it's gonna be so like they're gonna have to buff it so hard. It's gonna be crazy. So, I mean, if you're like a Necro player, like I'm obviously not, but like if you're a Necro player, maybe that's a good thing. You've already waited this long, but now like you just get to wait more waiting and holding. Puppy. Didn't realize you got a puppy.
He just had one.
Somehow I missed that amazing bit of information.
I was gonna try and leap, but you can't do that while dead, and I guess the target was out of range. I was trying to save for a corrosive, but it didn't arrive quick enough.
I don't know if you did, dude. I feel like I missed out on that. Seems like something I would remember.
Yeah, you don't have the movement speed to really get away from all the subclass cringe on old pure DK, but you still hold your own well enough. It's just, you know, not as optimal as you'd like a lot of the time.
You just need a pure DK with streak. And you'll be fine. You'll be able to play. It's all right, Ninja. I don't blame you. After that, I can understand why you would need an emotional support animal. The new meta. It's like the old meta, but different. Now with fire.
Probably dead here. Random 14k spec bow.
Whoop.
The pain of
Yeah,
trying
go.
to pure class in a subclass world.
Oh, bro, tell me about it.
Streak DK.
Only streaks I've gotten in this game are in my shorts when I see like a herd of streaking zerglings running the meta. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be pain. And it's like, oh, it's just what I expected. Spec bows to the dome. All of them.
R swap, please. Goodness gracious, bro. Holy frick.
Yo. It's
Oh my
amazing
gosh.
sometimes.
The amount
that
of
you manage
zerging
to
going on in this
survive.
lobby is insane, bro.
Serves you right.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight like I have streak and I don't have it. The most I got is race against time and running as fast as I can in the other direction.
You should try following people with streak like this. I'm very much enjoying watching you live my experience. On a regular basis. This is cathartic for me. It's good.
Proud of you, Squirrel.
Making me feel better about
Not sure why you put yourself through this stuff, but all power
I
to
don't
you
know,
for it.
Yeah. I do it either. One day I'll be good. That's it. I'm kind of taking Dankenstein's philosophy on this. This is my version of dumpstering. I'm just gonna live in the dumpster until I get better. I will, like, the beatings will continue until morale improves. Whoa, what the heck just happened? The game, like, the whole game stopped. Yeah, get him. He misunderestimated. Oh, this is gonna be ugly. What the heck is going on the bridge? I'm not gonna lie though, Chinese sounds pretty good, Ninja. Got me thinking about some Chinese food.
Oh no,
I
they
need
got a
some fried
damage
rice.
sigil. That's fun.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so fun. Oh yeah, we're just gonna run at you with our damage sigil and just light attack you to death because there's 4 of us.
Oh, pain.
The healing of these bots is
actually-
insane. Though you need to be on more specialized builds for stuff like this. Pure DK is always pretty fun though.
All the classes used to be like amazing.
Yeah,
like,
you used to be able to do everything on all the classes pretty well, but
I feel like subclassing was just a step in the wrong direction for the wrong reason. Well, I think there were more than one reasons. The primary reason being that they didn't actually have any content because Project Blackbird was like a cancerous tumor that was sucking the life out of this game, apparently, for the last several years. But also, you know, I feel like they just, like, people kept complaining about them balancing stuff, and they were just like, yeah, we'll just, you know, give everybody everything, then you can do whatever you want. But I think that was the solution either.
free idiot.
We should all just reject the meta. Just no more meta. Just everybody just pure class out of spite.
Ever since they made that change to Ardent Flame, the sustain has been pretty rough on pure DK. This used to be how you have to manage it though, that's why you'd run Resto on the back. Not bad. It's rough. Getting thrashed around a lot and can't really escape from it. Like, it's not horrible, but compared to everyone else, I mean, I did incredibly average. But that just goes to show you how, like, skill doesn't really mean much in this game at all. Like, you can have all the thumbs in the world, think you're the best ESO player of all time, but if you're not running the right build, you're still gonna get washed. Like, I know how to play pure DK. I played it before subclassing was a thing. Like, I got out of a lot of situations a lot of other folks wouldn't have gotten out of in that BG. Because I know what to do. The problem is the builds are just like, it's all build nowadays. There's no skill involved. The people that run around and think that they're, you know, God's gift to Earth because of subclassing and rallying cry, just understand. Go play a pure class and get humbled. Like,
Or you can play a pure class like me so long that you can't even play the meta.
oh yeah.
I get humble. I'm bad on pure class, and now I'm like when I get on the meta, I'm bad on meta too. So I'm super.
What
humble.
should my new poison class be? Your new poison class should probably be, I'd say, probably Nightblade. I mean, you can still make poison work with DK, but you're gonna have to use a bow because bow's got the poison. But yeah, I enjoy playing pure DK like this. Like, it's still good. We'll have to see how good it is pure when the patch drops. All the thumbs in the world.
Just nothing but thumbs. You look like that dude from.
You can
Princess
remove
Bride,
so
which-
much skill from this game just by building a correct build.
That's true.
Like,
When I
so
built my
much of your
one
stuff
bar
can be
build, that was-
covered. Like, a lot of
that
your
was what it
stuff
was
used
for.
to be able to be covered through gear sets. Now you can just cover a lot of your bases through skills and class skill lines instead of having to manually figure out how to solve a problem. So it's a new age
Yeah.
that won't
You
go
don't wanna
away
learn
with.
how to light attack weave. Just put on Vilrathi's.
Or don't learn how to light attack weave at all and just spam beams because slower paced gameplay according to what they had.
The anti-thumbs.
Anti-thumbs. Bokinist, Necro, yeah, probably Necro too. Necro would be good for that.
What are you guys doing? This freaking team is ridiculous.
Look at the Art of Flame skill line one more time and then close.
Absolutely. Like, just watch the guy wander away.
And he
like
said
fighting
that I
this
thought
dude.
of thumbs from Spy Kids. Thumbs as in your ability to press buttons and play the game without, you know, needing some set to do it for you or whatnot. What thumbs means. That's why you have thumbless gameplay. Because you could just put on builds that carry you. And if
Oh my gosh.
and the biggest solution is if you still can't get carried by your builds and you're still bad, well, just go get carried by your friends.
That's right. That's what I do.
Yeah, so like, oh,
I get carried by my friends.
I can put on all this stuff. I put on all these powerful sets, and I still, you know, I don't quite got the mojo that everyone else got. Okay, let me go find 5 or 6 of my friends. There we
That's
go.
the
Now the
plan.
problem is
Become
solved.
a Zergling.
Become Azer.
Join AD.
Blue at this rate. Did you see them last night? Holy frick!
No, I wasn't on last night. Well, I was, yeah, I mean, I was sort of, but I was not really.
You did
was-
2
I
BGs
was-
already instead of 1. Yeah, I know. I need to get off. I just wanted to look at Ardent Flame one last time. The whip is going to do so much more next patch, too. Look at that. Golly, just look at how simple the tooltip is. Splits the cost. Ballerina mode. Fire Breath won't be here anymore.
Ballerina
This,
mode.
bro, you don't remember old
That's
Flame Lash
hilarious.
builds?
No, yeah, that's hilarious. I've never heard it called that. That's so funny.
Well, we used to call it, and then the devs started calling it that too. Old ballerina mode.
That explains a lot, actually.
Yeah, I think the whip does actually need a new refresh for the skill style. That's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I agree.
It, like, doesn't look as powerful as it could. Like, oh,
Hey, do you think they'll make what if they just reverse jabs back to the old one?
that's probably what they'll do.
Bro, that would be fine with me.
Venom Claw, Fiery Grip.
What the heck?
So this is gonna be like an upswing now. I do like the old animation of Venom Claw, though. I would like to keep this.
Time to go.
I'd like to keep that legacy.
You talking about for Dizzy?
No, for Venom Claw.
Oh, oh. Oh no! They finally killed me. I'm really excited about it too. Wow, I went 14 and 0.
Pulls
for
you to
most
the
of
enemy
game
instead.
here.
Grants major berserk after casting. I've seen a lot of people using Chains of Devastation in Battlegrounds recently. Decent gap close.
Yeah, well,
The major berserk's huge. Oh, and it gives major expedition. Forgot about that.
honestly, this isn't terrible. I feel like though these are a lot of bots. Like a lot of these people, I don't know. So
My thing is, for the thematic part of DK, I know they move chains to draconic power, but how does chains fit into dragon powers? Makes more sense in Ardent Flame. Like, how is this a dragon power? For the theme of the skill line. Like, I don't understand.
I don't think that they even considered that. They're probably just trying to find balance.
I feel like Vamp Mist is better right now on pure DK. Yeah, you need some way to absorb projectiles, because everyone's using Spec Bow or some sort of spam-related thing. Bunch of Force Pulse gankers, too, you gotta watch out for. Just absorb all of it with, Misform.
Oh, you could just run, you could run Grace of Gloom, right?
That wouldn't help,
Why?
because it just
Oh,
reduces
because it's
damage
direct
taken from
damage.
AoEs you bought.
Yeah, okay, because it's direct, I'm sorry. That set is pretty good though, it heals and stuff. I think the time when I was using the crap out of that.
It's gonna be a bit of an adjustment to get these back on rotation for 10 seconds. I will agree that 24 seconds was a bit much when they added it, so maintaining your dots and keeping them up is gonna be interesting again.
Yeah, doesn't the dragon that donkey from Shrek marries, doesn't she have like a chain collar or something? Maybe that's where it came from.
What?
What?
Chain to hold a dragon? No. No. Doesn't make sense.
That's it. You're just the wife of Donkey.
Okay.
It's you're not actually, DK doesn't mean Dragonite, it's just you're Donkey Kong, that's all you are. You just,
Wow.
yeah. You're a gorilla dragon. Subclassing. Gonna have like a ultimate that throws barrels.
You know, actually, after looking at the DK animations, I would like to have legacy options for them, like with skill styles. It would be great to have legacy skill styles for these skills, right, obviously, but yeah, DK could use a refresh. I wouldn't be upset with seeing some new animations attached to DK.
Well,
Now, okay, one thing they can't change is a crystal weapon animation. It's just too good. Look at this. It's a bit choppy because of the animation changes, but can't get rid of this. This is too cool. About to harass someone.
yes.
What? What are you laughing at?
Well, to be fair though, like when I wonder, like they could really do a lot.
I have to close the stream. It's time to go.
All right. Well, when they did the Arcanist refresh, they added new sound effects and everything. They did a good job with them. They do sound good. It's
Yeah.
not my thing, but they did a good job.
We'll see what
with
the
it,
DK stuff looks like on Monday. I'll stream that.
Hey, but aside from a few things, you got to give the ESO.
Our team's always been on point. Yes, they have.
Our team's pretty
The new
good,
zones
yeah.
look pretty. I just wish the combat team and, gameplay side of things was also equally as passionate.
Yeah, so I'm kind of... maybe
Unarmed
that's good.
skill
Maybe it'll be
line,
good.
Donkey Kong Monk. Yeah, they need unarmed skill line. Be funny.
They
Alright,
need
well, thank you
actual
guys for
spears.
showing up
Bye.
today. I must go, right now, because I need to get ready for dinner. So, thank you guys for hanging out. And I will see you guys probably on Monday. Be
Later,
safe,
chat.
everyone.
Oh, have a good